I'm going to show you how to make hyperbole so that it's super clear to your reader that this was intentional. So let's suppose you started with, right here, my backpack is really heavy. That's just kind of a description of a backpack. That doesn't create anything in your head. But if you said my backpack weighs a ton, that's a phrase that we often hear, weighs a ton. So it's kind of an easy way in for you to understand what hyperbole is. But if you imagine what a ton is and how much that actually weighs, clearly I couldn't hold that on my back. I don't think anyone could. So right here, this is true and this is realistic. But this one, the backpack is exaggerated for an effect that it was just super heavy. And so they're comparing it to something that can't possibly be true. There's 3 steps to writing hyperbole. So you're going to start with something that you want to describe, right? And now you're going to think about how does this object or this event or this thing make you feel? And then is that feeling that you get from it kind of extreme? So whenever you notice in your writing that you want to write the word really, stop and ask yourself, could I change really hot, really tired, really scared? Could I change it into hyperbole? So now you will exaggerate it to the max as far as you can. So let's start with something we're going to describe. Let's say you're going to describe homework. And the way that you feel about it is that it is never ending. So how are you going to exaggerate that? You could pause here for a second if you want to talk about it or think about it. All right, I had a mountain of homework that took me 600 years to finish. So first we're talking about homework that's a mountain, so that's visual. And then also not just that it took me all night to finish it or it took me 100 years to finish it. The specifics of saying the word 600 make it a stronger piece of hyperbole because the reader can then realize like, oh, this is done on intentionally and on purpose. Here's a quiz. So which one of these is hyperbole? Is it A, I waited more than 10 minutes for the bus? B, I waited forever for the bus? Or C, I waited so long for the bus? Which one is hyperbole? If you said B, you are correct. So if you waited forever, then you would not be alive, which is a whole other conversation, but you want to exaggerate the amount of time. So we're going to glow some up. Let's do it before. So I was so tired, I went to bed before dessert. Now that might be an exaggeration for you.